Hello. This is going to be a video on the project of the month. It is by Mary Persine, and here you go.
Good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're looking at this video. My project of the month, and back in the, was it December meeting when Bonnie asked for people to fill in a couple of months, it just so happened that I had received as a Christmas present 2 candle duckies. And I wanted something to put under them, and I happened to be looking at the website of Gudrun Erla, GE Designs, the lady who created the stripology rulers, and who is a very good teacher, I think, and very popular and has a lot of stuff online. And one of her projects for Advent, she had one each week in Advent, was what she called a candle mat or a trivet. And so I thought, well, I'm going to make one of these to put my wax rubber duckies on. And so that's where I got the idea. And when Bonnie said she needed someone to do January, I thought, well, I've already got the idea. It's not a hard project to do, so I volunteered. And so you're probably saying, why rubber duckies? Well, I'm not exactly sure, although I recently found in the bowels of my garage the lamp that was mine when I was a baby, and the design on it was little yellow ducks. So I think maybe that's where the rubber ducky thing came from. Although also my library degree is from the University of Oregon, who are the ducks. So that sort of adds to it also. So over about the past 10, 15 years, I started collecting ducks. And you know, once you collect something, people give them to you. So I thought to start out with, I'd show you part of my collection. I have 47 ducks who live in what I call the duck pond, which is a basket in my guest bathroom. And these are some samples of them that I brought along. And they range from just your basic rubber duck to a rubber duck who, if I do it right, nope, it's not going to light up for me. But a lot of them are souvenirs. This rubber duck came from the Viking Museum in Oslo, Norway. I've discovered that the Scandinavian countries seem to be really into ducks. This one's not a rubber duck, but he's from Brittany in France. My favorite rubber duck was given to me by a fellow librarian. He's called the Reader Duck. He's a squeaky duck. As you can see, he has a book. This is Paddy Puddle Duck. And I actually have 2 of him because I got one in the Republic of Ireland and I got one in Northern Ireland. So I have 2. This is a Mancunian duck, which is obviously not a rubber duck, but I bought him in a street market in Manchester, England. Then this guy is a duck from the Roman Museum in Bath, England, a Texas duck, an Iceland duck, a Norway duck, a Harrods of London duck, Chicago duck, duck from the Ulster Weavers in Belfast, Northern Ireland, another Iceland duck, Superman duck, who should light up also, but he doesn't always do it, a Maui duck, a Titanic. This is the captain of the Titanic from the Titanic Museum in Belfast, a resort duck from North Carolina, and then a few, and a deckhand on the Mississippi Queen duck that a friend picked up for me when she and her husband did a cruise on the Mississippi River on the Mississippi Queen. Then, of course, there are a few ducks other than regular rubber duckies. This is a tape measure duck, a pen duck, a tea basket duck with a little nest for him to sit in, And then when I was out at Bed Bath & Beyond at Christmas time, wandering through, they had soap rubber ducks. So anyway, that's my duck collection, and that's why all of this stuff is duck themed. And the project that we're going to do, as I said, was a trivet, and it's from GE Designs. The directions and the link to where you can see Gudrun putting the trivet together, or the candle mat together, is on YouTube. And the link will be in the January, I guess it's the February newsletter, as will be the instructions. But if you want to do it ahead of time, this is the URL for Gudrun doing the instructions on online and on YouTube. If you want to look for them, or that was too hard to copy down, if you go to GE Designs, to her projects, and then she had what were known as Advent projects. She did one each week during Advent that were free, and this is one of those. It's number 3. It's the third week of Advent. Gaudete Sunday project. if you follow church history, the church year. So it's really pretty simple to put together, and so I will show you what you need and how you put it together. And I should have separated all of these out. Okay. First of all, what you need is a 5-inch square of fabric. She did hers in Christmas fabrics. And then 4 1.5-inch strips that will go around the center square, sort of sashing, and then 2.5-inch strips. 4 of those that will go around the sashing. Then you need an 11-inch square backing, a piece of Insulbrite, the stuff that you put in placemats or oven gloves or something like that protects from heat, a piece of cotton batting, and that's basically what you need. And the first thing you need to do is attach the batting to the Insulbrite. Gudrun suggests using spray basting, but you can also do it with pins. But you got to remember to take the pins out when you're putting the thing together then. Okay, so you fasten the 2 pieces together, or you probably should do this first. You need to mark the center line both directions on the batting, because you need sort of a target for the center to where to put your 5-inch square. And so I've drawn mine on here. I just used a magic marker. Okay, to put I don't know, is this in a good enough location?
Yes.
Okay. So to put this together, it's really simple. You locate your 5-inch square in centering it with the lines that you drew on your batting, and then your first set of sashing you sew on to the sides, and then onto the top and the bottom, and obviously these will fit when there are seams in there and so on. And then you put the second row of sashing, and you do the top or you do the sides first, and then you do the top and the bottom.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. Because I'm sure maybe I'm the only one with that question. But when you put this on, do you put it this way first?
Yes, you lay it.
And then sew it, and then iron it over.
Yes, you just like you would normally just sew a quarter-inch seam, and then press it over.
Yes, yeah. I thought so, but I just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm. That's should have said that. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. You know after you've done it. Yeah. Okay, then what you were going to do is you're going to lay out your backing with the fabric face up. And actually, she suggests doing it this way, putting the backing on top of your front, which you have sewn together. So basically, putting the front together is sewing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seams, okay? And all the way through all the layers. Then you put your backing down on top of it, and you sew a 1/4 inch all the way around the outside, leaving a 4-inch opening someplace. I always leave the openings when I'm doing one of these on the side rather than on the top or the bottom. And I believe Gudrun suggests leaving it on the side. Then you need to trim the backing and Insulbrite down to match where the seam is on your backing, because you'll notice the backing is smaller by an inch, a 1/2 inch on each side from the Insulbrite batting. Okay, so you have sewn. You cut off the excess batting Insulbrite. You clip the corners. You turn it inside out through your 4-inch opening, and then push out, as I'm sure you know, you push out the corners as best you can. Turn under the edge of the opening, and she says you can use school glue, which is what I did, and it does work nicely. Glue down what you are turning out, because you're doing a knife edge on this. Then you stitch a 1/2 inch all the way around on your finished, or your reversed, your right side out piece, and then you stitch again about 1/8 of the inch around, so that you catch the opening that you've left on the side. And when you get done, this is what you have left. Here's the 5-inch center block with the 1.5 inch sashing, the 2.5 inch sashing, and then I put the backing on it, sewed around a 1/4 inch on the when they were wrong sides out, trimmed, clipped my corners, didn't do the world's best job on clipping my corners, they're a little rounded, and then stitched a 1/2 inch around, and then stitched about 1/8 inch around. And this finishes your trivet, or your candle mat.
That's really pretty. Really nice. All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate you. And this was interesting. I enjoyed it.
Okay, well,
I
good.
did. And I think my dog did too.
Yeah, I think
Sorry
Lucy
about
did
that.
too. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. It's just I'm going to be in trouble when I get home.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Good sewing.
Yes.